Welcome back to They Reminisce Over You, a podcast that takes a nostalgic look back at the best in music, movies, and TV from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I'm Miguel.
And I'm Christina. And this week we're going to talk about some of our favorite movie soundtracks. Some of the ones that we liked, some of the ones that we loved, and even the ones that were better than the movies that they were made for.
There's a few of those. So do you want to just get into it?
Let's do it.
So back in the day, soundtracks used to be a companion piece to new movie releases.
Mm-hmm.
We would get new artists that we had never heard of. The artists we did hear of would drop some new songs that were actually good or better than some of the things on their albums.
Mm-hmm.
You get producers like Babyface who would orchestrate the entire soundtrack, like Waiting to Exhale and Boomerang and all that stuff. And most of the times these soundtracks lived on a lot longer than the movie.
True.
Especially if it was better than the movie, which, like I said, we're going to get into a little bit later.
Well, I have an example of a soundtrack that launched a big career.
Okay.
Little known lady, Toni Braxton.
Yes.
So for Boomerang, Love Should Have Brought You Home was actually written for Anita Baker.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, but she was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm busy.
Exactly.
And well, I didn't know this, but you told me. I didn't realize that Toni had started off with the Braxtons. I thought that was something she brought in after trying to, put her sisters on.
No,
but
they actually had a deal before,
yes,
put songs out.
there was a song out, and that's how she got on the radar. And L.A. Reid and Babyface was like, the little one, come here.
Yeah, we want that one.
Come sing this song for us.
Exactly.
And then she also ended up recording Give You My Heart. And yeah, Love Should Have Brought You Home was a big hit. And she immediately started working on her album, her self-titled album. And we know how that went.
Right.
Which also ended up winning like 3 Grammy Awards, among other things. So talk about launching a career.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a good example of how important soundtracks were back then, or how the possibilities of being on a soundtrack.
Yeah, they launched a few careers, which we're going to get into later as well.
Well, in addition to promoting artists by putting them on the soundtrack, the movie was often promoted in the music videos as well.
Yes, you would see clips, and sometimes you would actually get actors from the movies in the videos too.
Yeah, a lot of times they would just do things like project the scenes onto like a wall or a TV screen or something like that, or they'll just like splice the movie scenes throughout the video. But I was watching the video for Can I Get A for the Rush Hour soundtrack, and I didn't know the guy's name, so I had to look him up. His name's Chris Penn.
Sean Penn's brother.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, I see the resemblance. I was just like, I know who this dude is, but I don't know his name. But now I know 2 things about it. His name and that he's Sean Penn's brother. But yeah, he was like the goofy bartender in the video while everyone else is dancing and stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember what the song was, but I watched the Method Man and Redman video.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they're in costume as well as 2 fat white redneck trailer park dudes that are watching pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was for In Too Deep, the LL Cool J and Omar Epps movie.
Right.
So they're watching Redman and Method Man wrestling on TV while clips of the movie are being shown. It was wild. None of it made sense.
I vaguely remember that, but yeah, I don't even remember what song it was. But as soon as you said that they were dressed up as rednecks, I was like, wait, I have a faint memory of this.
Yeah, I watched it earlier. It's silly. It makes no sense.
Well, there's a song from the Belly soundtrack, Grand Finale. And
yeah,
this is basically the movie and the video is one and the same, because you have like basically the same treatment and the same people in the movie that are on the songs.
Yeah, I didn't watch the video, but I like that song because of the NWA sample. So that has always drawn me to the soundtrack.
Right.
But again, we'll get into Belly later.
We will. Another thing about soundtracks is some of my favorite songs by particular artists are only available on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Like High Five's Unconditional Love. I absolutely love that song. That was on Menace to Society. And my favorite Escape song is on the Love Jones soundtrack, which is also another cover, In the Rain. And yeah, these songs are only available on the soundtrack. Because sometimes the songs will be on the soundtrack, but then that is supposed to kind of lure you into buying that artist's
Exactly.
album as well. So they'll put it on both. But
Yeah, but you would get the album version a year later.
yeah. So I remember watching an interview with Joe Budden. I think that's what did him in because it was on his Pump It Up was on the Too Fast, Too Furious or whatever, one of the Fast and Furious soundtracks. And then by the time his album came out, it was just like, we already got the song.
Yeah, we got the song, and we don't like the rest of the stuff that you're giving us. So
because I was trying to find the interview just to confirm what my memory was because I saw this interview a long time ago, but I couldn't find it. But I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
okay,
Well, on the flip side, there are often songs that were played in the movie that were not on the soundtrack,
yes, that happens a lot.
which is very annoying. We talked about this
Yep,
offline
we
many
did.
times, which is Tupac's Pain on Above the Rim.
Pain and Loyal to the Game.
But Pain, especially because it's played throughout the
Yeah.
movie. So it was available only on the cassette tape version when
Yep.
it was first released. And they said it was time constraints, I guess. CD technology could only hold so many minutes. I don't know. But I also read that Dr. Dre didn't want it on the soundtrack. Something with Dr. Dre.
Well, I can't answer any of those questions, but
Okay.
I know for a fact that I had the cassette version.
Mhm.
And then when I got a CD player in my car, I bought the CD
Mhm.
and was very upset that Loyal to the Game and Pain were not on there.
I must have had the cassette version because that's like one of my favorite Tupac songs. But I feel like I only had the CD, but I had to have heard it from somewhere else, unless I just heard it from somewhere else. Or I think it was included as a B-side on one of the singles too.
I don't know.
All I know was I was very upset that it was not available.
Yeah, well, you had the same experience just last week when we were driving down the street and I was listening to Ice Cube's album and
Yeah.
Ghetto Bird starts playing.
And I was like, wait a minute. Isn't this the opening song on Menace to Society?
Yep, it sure is.
And I was like, oh, because I remember wanting to know what that song was so bad. Because first of all, it's the opener. And then it's such a classic West Coast beat. And I was just like getting into West Coast music. So I was like, what is this song? I want it.
It's O'Shea Jackson, Ghetto Bird.
And it was just a little bit of the instrumental. So it's not even like I could hear his voice and be like, okay, it's Ice Cube. At least that can give me something to track it down.
Right.
Just the beat at the beginning. And it's like, what the hell is this song? And then what, 30 plus years later, you're just randomly listening to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm like, Menace to Society.
Yeah, I was just listening to some Ice Cube. It felt like listening to it last week, and
Yeah.
there we go.
Because for me, I listened to Ice Cube, but I was more of like singles. I didn't really
Right.
listen to full albums. So I wouldn't have heard that song unless I listened to the full album, which I didn't. But now I know. All right. So do you remember the first soundtrack that you purchased?
I don't remember it,
Mhm.
but I have an idea
Mhm.
just based on when it came out. It was probably the Batman soundtrack that Prince did.
Okay.
Because I do remember having the album, and I don't remember having any other soundtracks before that. So it's
Right.
gotta be Batman.
What songs were on that soundtrack?
Bat Dance, just a bunch of stuff. Not any of his bigger hits, but they were big at the time.
Bat Dance.
Batman. And it had little clips of what's his name, Jack Nicholson, throughout the song as well, with some of the lines from the movie. So yeah.
Well, for me, I kind of had to just go by release dates as well because I don't really remember.
Right.
Because I know that there were songs that I liked from New Jack City and Juice.
Okay.
I really liked Naughty by Nature's Uptown Anthem,
Yeah.
but I don't remember actually owning them. So if we're going by release date, the first one I remember actually owning was Mo Money.
A job ain't nothing but work.
See, that was another thing about soundtracks that they would add little clips of the movie
Yeah.
audio into the CDs as well. A job ain't nothing but work.
Was there a movie that you watched just because of the music, like hearing it in the trailer or seeing the video or actually hearing the soundtrack before the movie?
I don't think so, because if it was a soundtrack that had more than like one or two songs I may have liked, I think it would have been a movie I wanted to watch anyways.
Okay.
They were just so intertwined at that time that it's like if I want to watch this movie, of course there's going to be songs that I like. If there are
Yeah.
songs that I like, of course I'm going to want to watch the movie.
Yeah, the only one I could think of is Caught Up with Bokeem Woodbine and Cinda Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Because him hiding behind that pole holding the gun, I ain't going out like no punk. So between that and there's a song on the soundtrack with Corrupt and Snoop called Ride On / Caught Up.
Yeah.
So between hearing that on the radio all the time
Yeah.
and seeing I ain't going out like no punk, I had to see this movie. There was nothing that was going to stop me from seeing this movie. It's not a very good movie.
Oh, and it's not.
But it's a good movie if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
I love it. I love that
I
movie.
ain't going out like no punk. Also, it's one of those movies that they used to play on BET all the time.
Right.
So it's like a comfort movie at this point.
Yeah, but see, I paid money to go see this movie in theaters. At the
didn't.
Village at USC.
I don't even think it played in the theater where I was. But I don't know.
I paid $5 American to see that movie.
$5 American.
Yes.
And
I
you
did.
paid extra for popcorn?
I didn't buy any popcorn. I paid for the movie and that's it.
Okay.
Nothing else. I didn't have that kind of money back then. I think this is a good spot for us to take a break and we'll be right back. This is They Reminisce Over You. I'm Miguel.
And I'm Christina. We wanted to take a minute to make a small request of all our listeners. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or Podchaser, leave us a 5-star rating. You can also leave a review as well on Apple, Good Pods, and Podchaser. Ratings and reviews will help us with discoverability, and we want to get this out to as many like-minded folks as we can.
We want to get on the first page of these podcast apps.
And to move up on the charts as well. So help us get the word out.
Make sure to follow and interact with us on social media. Also, check out our website, troypodcast.com. It's where we post links to a lot of the things that we mentioned in the show, as well as transcripts and themed playlists that supplement our episodes and more.
Thank you again for your support.
And we are back. Now that we talked about why these soundtracks were so important, let's talk about the ones that left an impression on us. Now, for the people who are listening, keep in mind that we're focusing on 90s and 2000 soundtracks. So Shaft, Superfly, Trouble Man, Black Caesar. We're not talking about those soundtracks. We're not talking about Stevie Wonder's Woman in Red from the 80s. We're talking about our era.
Yes.
When we were coming up and becoming young adults and actually buying our own stuff. So with that said, someone is probably going to ask this question. How come y'all ain't talking about Dead Presidents? Because those songs were recorded between 1964 and 1973. So it falls.
Except for one song.
Except for one. So it falls under the same thing as the Blaxploitation Motown era. So we're not going to talk about that one either, even though it might be the best soundtrack of the 1990s.
It's a very good soundtrack because I originally had it on my list and I was like, nah, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So we're talking about the ones that had new songs on them, maybe one or two classics, but the majority of them were new. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, which one do you want to start with?
Well, there are so many soundtracks from that era.
Yes.
And many of them had some really great songs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to focus on the ones where I liked most or all the songs on the whole album.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, because some of them, like I said, some of them had monster hits, but it was like, maybe 3 songs you might like.
Right.
All right, so the first one I'm going to talk about is Above the Rim.
Okay.
Which
I'm with
briefly mentioned.
I'm with you on that.
I also had the movie poster in my room because I think I've mentioned this before, but my local HMV, where I used to go buy CDs and such, once they were finished with the promo, they would just roll up the posters and put them in a bin and you could just take them home for free. So I was like, ooh, Above the Rim, I'm taking this. So I took it, had it over my bed next to my Mary J. Blige Share Your World, which I also got for free from them.
Okay.
So I really loved this movie and the soundtrack. And I'm not the only one because it won Soundtrack of the Year at the infamous 95 Source Award.
It did. It certainly did. I remember.
And it also spawned such a big hit from SWV that you always forget that the Anything version on this album is a remix.
Yes. Yeah, I never remember that Anything is a slow song.
Because even the way anything is on their album, it almost sounds like an interlude.
Right.
Because it's very short and all
Yeah.
they sing is, there's no verses.
Yeah, it's just a hook.
Yeah. Also spawned some major classic hits like
Yep.
Regulate.
Mm-hmm.
Also Part-Time Lover, H-Town.
Yep.
Afro Puffs, Lady of Rage.
Right.
And one of my favorite Tupac songs, Pour Out a Little Liquor. Yeah, so we had already talked about Pain not being included in the CD version. We don't need to open that up again.
Yes.
But overall, this is just, it's probably one of the ones that I listen to pretty regularly, like up until today.
And it also has possibly the best Dog Pound song ever, Big Pimpin'.
Ah, yes.
That might be the best song they've ever done.
This is quite a West Coast album.
It is.
A little bit of R&B in there.
Yep.
Yeah, even the songs that weren't singles were catchy too, like Didn't Mean to Turn You On, Second to None. Oh yeah, of course. The cover, I'm Still in Love with You. I'll Be Sure's cover.
Right.
Was a single and I like it. Old Time's Sake, we always joke about chilling. How's
smoking a blunt, sipping on a Heineken,
and you're like, "Ooh, that breath is probably bad."
It is. It smells rank.
But I just love that line, anyways, because, like I said, she's just chilling, smoking a blunt, sipping a Heineken.
Sipping on a Heineken.
We could go out and chill.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it sounds really silly now. I mean, I think it sounded silly then too, but it's still catchy. Oh, hoochies need love too.
Oh God. Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and skip that one.
Jules, It's Not Deep Enough. I like that one, and it's produced by Mr. Dalvin. This is around the time that the Great brothers were hanging out over in with Suge.
Oh, it was all of them.
Oh yeah.
Suge, strong-armed management of
yes,
Jodeci and Mary J. Blige.
All of them, but those two.
And Christopher Williams. If you were signed to Uptown Records, Suge came and snatched you.
Come over to death row.
Basically.
He was not playing when he said that. Which makes sense now that I know. But I remember at the time, I didn't know that. And I remember sidetrack here, when Devontae released Gin and Juice, I was like, this is an interesting song for Devontae to sing, but it all makes sense now.
Right.
And also like the Love You for Life, the show, the After Party, the Hotel album, like now it's so clear to me, but at the time I didn't think of it as sounding very West Coast.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but now I'm like, duh, how did that just go right over my head? I was just like, Jodeci. Anyways, back to the soundtracks.
Yes.
So that was the first one I would like to mention. What about you?
I'm going to keep it in the same year.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it with the same label. It's another Death Row soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Murder Was the Case.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another one of my favorite soundtracks / albums. You got the remix of Murder Was the Case, the song,
mm-hmm.
Natural Born Killers with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, another Dog Pound classic, What Would You Do? You Better Recognize, Sam Snead, and possibly the greatest diss track of all time, DJ Quick's Dollars and Cents.
Yes.
But the absolute best song on this album is One More Day by Nate Dogg.
One More Day.
Yes. The greatest song he ever made is on this album.
And
One More Day.
It's actually his own song and not just him singing.
He's not singing a hook for anybody else.
Whole story.
So if you haven't heard his album, G-Funk Classics, it ain't the greatest album, but it's got some hits on it. And it's in the same vein of One More Day. So if you like One More Day, check out G-Funk Classics, Volume 1 and 2.
All right, I'm going to take it back a couple years.
All right.
And I've already mentioned it already. Boomerang.
Yes.
So I forgot, because I haven't listened to it in a long time. I forgot how much I enjoyed the soundtrack. I've been listening to it for days.
Me too.
And this is another one that like seamlessly fits into the movie. Just like, that Toni Braxton hit, Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night, because you got Halle Berry in the movie saying, love should have brought your ass home last night.
Yes.
So talk about, integrating it into the movie plot. And also, again, major hits, End of the Road, which, didn't really stand the test of time for me, but that's a huge song.
It is.
Boys to Men. It's like their first like major hit, wasn't? I think so. And then PM Dawn's I Die Without You. And then you got Aaron Hall and Charlie Wilson having a growl off, basically on "It's Gonna Be All Right."
I just love the fact that Aaron did a song with the dude whose style he completely stole.
I guess he wanted to go toe to toe.
I guess.
And then Tribe Called Quest, "Hot Sex on a
Yep.
Platter," "Hot Sex on a Platter."
And
then,
you talk about songs that don't fit in.
Mhm.
That's a song that doesn't fit in with the rest of the soundtrack at all.
It doesn't, but they played it in the movie.
They did.
So if it's in the movie, it's on the soundtrack.
Yes.
And then this isn't necessarily a great song per se, but I just love it anyways because I just think it's funny. The Reversal of a Dog.
Oh God,
By
I can't stand that song.
I just think it's funny because it was like the LaFace cartel. So they basically just brought everyone in and everyone just had a battle basically. But my favorite part is Toni Braxton coming in just to go, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. She doesn't sing any actual words.
No, she just comes in screaming.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So none of that breathy stuff that she does in other songs.
Yes.
She's like, I just came in to do a little hollering. Aaron Hall and Charlie ain't the only one.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily a great song, but it entertains me.
Well, I'm going to give you a snippet of a review for the soundtrack.
Okay.
And you've already mentioned that the song Love Should Have Brought You Home was originally written for Anita Baker.
Yes.
So this is what Marissa Fox from Entertainment Weekly had to say about Love Should Have Brought You Home. It's a bit too much of an Anita Baker Real Love clone.
Well, I don't know. It's not like it's a bad song. And it's not like Tony did a bad job.
Right.
But I guess that makes sense because it was written for Anita Baker. But Give You My Heart, I guess, gave her a little more range. Like I can sing not like Anita Baker.
And I got beef with the video for Give You My Heart.
Because Babyface ain't got no shirt on.
Exactly. Kenneth, why are you running around shirtless?
With a jacket on.
Yeah, you got this hot ass jacket on, but your chest is out.
I never understood the jacket with no shirt. It's like, even though Jodeci did it all the time and they can do no wrong in my eyes. But, when you think about it, that's got to be sweaty.
I know it was.
Can you imagine wearing like a leather jacket too?
I know he was hot. That's all I got.
I can't remember. Was his leather? I just remember it was a jacket.
I don't remember if it was leather. I
Not
just
even
know
like
it
a
was all
shirt
black.
that's unbuttoned. It's a literal jacket.
Yeah, he had a black jacket, black pants. That's all I remember.
I knew you were going to say that.
I had to.
So I don't know if maybe because this is the theory I just thought of right now. Because I mentioned to you earlier about how this also reminded me of how much I love Toni Braxton because for no reason in particular, I just haven't listened to a lot of Toni Braxton as of late. But I was telling you that I was like, oh, she kind of felt like mature R&B,
Yeah.
even though she was pretty young when she came out. So I wonder if it was just like starting off with this Anita Baker style song kind of shaped the production for her.
I don't know about that. I'm going to say they just heard her voice and was like,
This is what matches your voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I like this album,
Mhm.
but this kind of shows how a generation gap can have different opinions on things.
Mm.
Because my aunt, who I was raised with like a sister, she's about 10 years older than me, loved this album.
Mhm.
Couldn't stand Hot Sex on it. Because even though we're about 10 years apart,
Yeah.
hip hop was not her thing. It was all about this.
And then the song's called Hot Sex. Hot Sex on a Platter.
Well, she didn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
It was just like she didn't like hip hop.
Right. Okay.
So she grew up in a time where it was all about R&B and she didn't want to hear that hip hop noise.
Right.
But the two of us are hanging out and I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit that you're listening to either. So that's how I ended up knowing this album so well, just being around her and her playing it all the time.
Right.
And then having to watch her with her stank face when Hot Sex comes on.
And you're like, no, leave
And
it.
I'm fine. Like, finally, I get to enjoy some shit.
Yeah.
But I always found that to be funny how just a 10-year gap can give you two completely different opinions on the same album.
Sometimes even less, because for the most part, me and you are on the same path. But even with our age difference, there are things where I'm just like,
Yeah, there's
before
things
my time.
that you have no idea about, and we're 4 years apart.
Yeah. Because I think it also has to be that age difference is at the cusp of a change.
Yeah.
Because I got into it late 80s, like if we're talking like 89. So even then I was very new to it. So for you, you were already immersed into it. So anything before like 91 is a little sketchy for me.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't there.
Exactly.
But then we went through, 93, 94, 95 plus at a age where we both appreciated it. But yeah, that early stuff was like, I was too young for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, the age gap can make a difference.
It can.
So, what's your next album you want to talk about?
I am going to go back to 1991
Okay.
and talk about New Jack City,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I'm not going to say the greatest soundtrack of all time because I've already given that to Dead Presidents, but it's on the list.
Okay.
You got New Jack Hustler from Ice-T, and obviously you know how I feel about Christopher Williams. Don't wake me, I'm dreaming.
Screaming in your ear.
And then he followed that up with a Nehu too.
Nehu, a very aggressive.
Yes. So you got that one. You got Johnny Gill, who's doing his all over the place. Keith Sweat.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite is the mashup of For the Love of Money, Living for the City,
Okay.
with Troop and Levert and Queen Latifah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one that I would see the video or hear it on the radio. I was like, I want to see that movie.
Mm.
And of course they had I Want to Sex You Up by Color Me Bad. But
Yes, big hit.
yes. Although I never really liked them much.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with the music. I just didn't like the way they looked. And I didn't believe that
Was the Kenny G guy with a little
it was
too
just
much?
all four of them. That mix looked like it was forced together.
Handpicked, yeah.
And they didn't really believe what they were singing.
Yeah.
But hey, they were able to make a couple hits. I don't deny that.
Funny that he looked like Kenny G.
You got the Kenny G looking dude. You got the one that looked like Leroy from Fame. And then two different versions of George Michael. So I'm like, this makes no sense.
I adore Mia more for you.
Yeah, so I didn't trust them at all.
You know what? I did like them, but I think they also came out again for me at a cusp of a change.
Right.
I think if they came out a year later or I was a year or two older, I probably wouldn't have. Because
Right.
I find that their music it felt like it was made for mainstream. If that makes any sense. Made to be mainstream.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like the stuff that we like. And that's why we kind of liked it or liked some of it. But it sounded like it was made to go pop, made to cross over.
I just didn't buy into them. Like, the four of y'all can't be making these songs.
That they did.
They did.
And it was a big hit.
It was. They had several hits around that time.
They did.
So what else you got?
The last one I want to talk about, I'm going to bring it up again. Belly.
Okay.
So this one, actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of like the opposite of Above the Rim, where it has like a couple really nice R&B songs, but then it has like all the rap songs are more East Coast leaning. But it's a great compilation of that style as well. So you had the Top Shotter with DMX, Sean Paul, Mr. Vegas, sometimes with Nori, Grand Finale, which I already mentioned. Yep. And the hilarious thing, which I didn't even realize because I didn't know his real name, Moving On with Maya and Raekwon. And you were like, why did they have his government name on Apple? Because I was like, I was wondering who the hell Corey Woods was.
Yeah, so I pulled it up yesterday to listen to it. And it's like featuring Corey Woods and Noriega. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, wasn't Raekwon on that song?
Yeah.
So then I put it on and listened to it. I was like, It is Raekwon. I went to Spotify and Tidal and YouTube, and it still lists Maya featuring Noriega and Raekwon. So I don't know why Apple Music has his government name out there like that.
Because I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, who is this Corey Woods? And why haven't I heard like another voice yet? And I just didn't even think to look it up. And like I said, I didn't know his real name until you mentioned it. And then there's a Sparkle song in here that I really love called What About? And I enjoy a dramatic R&B song every time. What about the children? Who's going to be a father to my child? So yeah, you got some nice R&B songs and then a good representation of like East Coast rap at the time.
Yeah. So for my last one, since you didn't choose it, which actually surprised me, I'm going with the Love Jones soundtrack. So I'm always singing Hopeless by Dion
Penny with a hole in it.
If the words hopeless are mentioned around me, I always follow it up like a penny with a hole in it.
Like a penny with a hole in it.
It's got The Sweetest Thing with Lauryn Hill before I pushed her to the side. Maxwell something. A
special remix.
Yes.
That slowed down.
They slowed it down for us. And you got some Escape on there. You got a really bad poem at the beginning of it.
Hey,
Brother to the Night.
they had to include it.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to include that if you're going to be doing a soundtrack for Love Jones. You got to have Lorenz Tate doing Brother to the Night.
They call me Brother to the Night.
Is your name Yimmy Ya?
Oh, hell no.
So bad. So bad.
I love it though.
I know you do. I know you do.
And then Nina, a blue line and a red sky.
Yeah.
I am seeing love. Is it seeing love?
I don't know.
Love. I don't know. I should know. I'm ashamed of myself. I can't remember. Oh, no. I am remembering of.
Oh, boy. On that note, it's time for us to take another break. Hi, kids. Do you like fun?
Yeah.
We're starting a monthly newsletter called Liner Notes. We'll be sharing what we're watching, what we're listening to, throwback YouTube videos, updates on our upcoming projects, random shit you may have missed on the internet, stuff like that. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to troypodcast.com/newsletter. Do it.
Now,
it's good for you.
It'll make your teeth whiter.
And back to the show. All right, we are back.
So, are there any soundtracks that you love, but you haven't seen the movie?
Yeah, there are a couple. And actually, there are probably more than a couple, but the ones that I can think of off the top of my head is The Show.
Oh, you haven't seen it either?
I have never seen
either.
The Show. I don't know why I haven't seen The Show, but I haven't.
I know why I haven't. I just didn't have access to it at the time. And
okay.
I guess I just haven't bothered to look it up ever since. I don't know. But at the time, I just had no way of watching it.
So yeah, never saw it.
Okay.
Another one from the same year, New Jersey Drive. My favorite Outkast song of all time is on the New Jersey Drive soundtrack.
Benz and Beamer.
Never seen the movie.
Oh, man. And then we were trying to track down this song for you.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I had CD, but I cannot find it.
Me too.
I know I had it. I don't know where it is, but I know I had it because I just remember that cover so clearly.
Yep. I had the full soundtrack and I had the single. Can't find either of them. And one last one, Backstage. Never seen that one either.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically about, I think it was the Hard Knock Life tour. One of the Def Jam tours.
Okay.
It might have been Hard Knock Life. Got the soundtrack. Never seen the movie. What about you?
One of the soundtracks that I love, Have Plenty.
Yeah.
I've also never seen it. But again, not because I didn't want to. Just it wasn't playing anywhere where I would be able to access it. They have a song on there with 3 people you probably wouldn't have thought to put together. Coco from SWV, John B, and Jay-Z. Keep it real.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I really like the J.O. Felony song. What you gonna do? Well, what?
Now, I might be crazy,
you, but what you gonna do with it?
I know it was on that soundtrack, but I'm pretty sure it was on another soundtrack too.
Let me look that up. What you gonna
I could be wrong, but they were trying to get that song out there and it worked.
What? I really liked it.
Me too.
I could give it to you, but what you gonna do with it?
J.O. Felony from San Diego.
Well, there was a remix.
Yeah.
This looks like it's on his album, though.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the remix. Maybe I'm making this whole thing up.
Yeah, right now I'm not seeing anything, but I also don't want to be recording and looking at my browser and wasting time. So we'll just have to look at that offline.
Yes.
Put a pin in it.
I remember Have Plenty, seeing it, but I don't remember a thing about it.
I don't know anything because I never saw it. I don't even know what it's about. Some kind of romantic comedy.
Rom-com.
Yeah, I figured that from the cover.
Yeah. 90s rom-com.
My other one is Sprung. Same thing. Because both Have Plenty and Sprung, they're just not, they weren't like, the movies weren't as big, right, as the other ones. So they wouldn't have made it to my side of town.
And Sprung is more comedy than romance.
Okay.
Whereas Have Plenty is more romance than comedy. That I remember because I actually remember watching Sprung because the guy who wrote and directed it also did Fear of a Black Hat. So that's why I wanted to see this one.
I have one more.
Okay.
Nutty Professor. I have never seen Nutty Professor.
You've never
and that
seen
one,
the Nutty Professor.
See, and that's the thing. I don't know why I haven't because that's a movie I should have had access to.
Yes.
It's an Eddie Murphy movie.
Exactly.
I'm sure it would have been playing in the theaters. So yeah,
So you've never seen the Hercules
no,
in real time.
no, I only know, that because it's a meme now.
Right.
Like I know the premise of the movie, and it probably helps that, the little clips of the movies are in the music video.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen the movie. But I listen to the album all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to watch this one and the second one. Second one's not as good as the first, but hey, we're going to watch them both.
All right.
Back to back. He was able to pull Jada Pinkett and Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So is there a soundtrack that you think is better than the actual movie? This is easy for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to bring this up again. Belly. I remember it being not good. But I remember it being extremely good visually because Hype Williams is a master at the visuals.
Yep. It looks good.
Yes, it looks amazing. So I was just like, you know what? The only thing I remember of Belly is just like, little memeable bits like Africa's far.
Right.
When Nas suggested to T-Boz that he wanted to move to Africa, just Africa, not a specific country. And she's like, I don't know, Africa's far. And I always remember that. And of course, Tyron Turner eating that damn banana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? I don't remember this movie at all. So I decided to watch it.
Okay.
And it is worse.
I'm going to have to do that.
Than what I remember.
Because I haven't seen it since it came out. I watched it in the theater.
I feel really bad saying that.
I don't.
But it is visually amazing.
Yeah, I'll say that. It looks great.
It's one long Hype Williams video.
Yeah.
It's the same treatment. There's a lot of ass for no reason. Women's body parts and whatnot are highlighted for no reason.
There's a reason.
I mean, there's a reason, but gratuitously. There's a lot of blue lights.
Yep.
But yeah, like it looks amazing.
See, I wanted to say that Belly was going to be my choice too, but I have an even better one.
Okay.
Glitter by Mariah Carey. Glitter is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, but the soundtrack, she got some jams on it.
It achieved cult status though.
It did.
Same with, I would say Belly.
Same thing.
Yeah, does too.
But
because that opener though.
That's what carries the entire movie is the back to life.
Yes.
And people
how could I forget to forget to mention it? Yeah, that was amazing.
And you get fooled by that and think that it's a good movie, but it is not.
And then you're like, oh, it's like downhill from here.
Yeah, well, there's no hill for for Glitter. It starts at the bottom of the hill and it stays there. The movie's terrible.
You know what? I watched it not too long ago because I was like, you know what? Let me just finally see how quote unquote bad this movie is. And I remember telling you, like when I started watching, I'm like, it's not that bad. But as it progressed,
oh yeah,
I was like, oh, I think I see it now. I don't even remember like all of it now. I just remember being like, okay,
yep,
I see it now.
I paid $3 for it and I want my money back still. It's not as bad as like other rapper movies like Master P. I got the hook up in all the shitty movies he did.
Well, you told me
Streets is Watching is another one that's terrible.
You've always told me Fat Beach is like the worst movie.
Fat Beach is the worst movie.
I've never seen it
of all time.
I don't even know what it's
so
about.
bad that it's good. We might have to do an episode on Fat Beach. Not
Does it
a
have
full
a good
episode.
Soundtrack? I don't remember.
I'm not going to say it has a bad soundtrack, but it's nothing that's memorable. So it's probably better than the movie and would fall under this category. But yeah, it's terrible.
All right.
It's terrible. It's not worth watching, but it's worth watching at the same time just to see how bad it is.
You want me to watch it, but I'm scared.
I do want you to watch it.
I don't want to waste my time.
You have to. Moving on.
All right. So, did any of these albums introduce you to an artist or a song that you weren't familiar with before?
Yes. We've already mentioned Toni Braxton. And it's so much so that on the cover of Boomerang, it says introducing Toni Braxton. There's a list of all the artists that are on it. And at the very bottom, introducing Toni Braxton.
I did not even notice that.
Yep.
Okay.
But it wasn't her first song. Actually, there are two songs, but it's the songs that blew her up. Foxy Brown on Ain't No Nigga and Touch Me, Tease Me. on the same soundtrack. She was on I Shot Ya and the No One Else remix before this, but these are the two that got her up out of here.
I think Ain't No was probably the first time I saw her. That's my memory, my first memory of her.
Yeah, I remember her from the LL video and the Total remix, but
yeah,
these are the ones that blew her up.
Like I remember those two, but maybe I saw them after. But like when I think about my first time seeing her was that.
And speaking of Touch Me, Tease Me, Case, that was his coming out as well. Who else? Ja Rule, even though he had other songs with the, what was he called? The Cash Money Click with Mike Geronimo. Can I Get a was Here's Ja Rule. I got a couple more.
Okay.
Total on New Jersey Drive, Can't You See?
Yes. Big hit.
And probably the most important one is on the Who's the Man soundtrack, Biggie with Party and Bullshit.
Also, not necessarily a big hit, but important song.
Yes. So what about you?
This isn't an introduction per se, but back to the Sprung soundtrack. This is when I found out Tichina Arnold and Tisha Campbell could like really sing, because they did the Don't Ask My Neighbor cover.
Which is why I was singing it earlier.
Yes. So I was like, what? They sing? Because I mean, at this time, we know that Tisha Campbell has, what's that Spike Lee movie?
School Days.
School Days. I hadn't seen School Days, so I've never seen Tisha Campbell sing. Maybe I'm sure they probably did some singing on Martin or something, but I didn't know they were like singers.
They did a little singing on Martin, but
I would imagine that probably be more comedic.
I knew they could sing because they were also in Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, these are things I hadn't seen.
So I had seen them singing in that before I even knew that they were doing this other stuff.
So I thought I remember being like, what? Also on Sprung as well, there's this song I like called Since You've Gone Away. It's over the Shook Ones beat.
Okay.
By some group called Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, who the hell is Bonnie and Clyde? So they're not really a group. They are actually songwriters.
Okay.
But I don't know if maybe they were like, let's keep this song for ourselves. Because when I looked them up, it doesn't look like they have any other like songs that they've sang, but they have written a bunch of songs that we know and love, like SWV, Outkast, In Vogue. And what we were talking about the other day with Tony Braxton, I love me some him. It's one of their songs.
Yeah, I don't remember this one at all.
Yeah, it's just, it's over the Shook one. No, not Shook. Ding, ding. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't
one
remember
of the Mob
the
Deep
song.
beats.
I'm looking at it. Oh, Andrea Martin.
Yeah, because when I saw the name, I was like, Andrea Martin.
Yeah,
I know who that is. I hadn't heard of her writing partner, Ivan Matias. I don't know. Well, it says he's her writing partner, so I imagine their credits are similar. But they've written stuff for like everybody,
right?
All the songs we know. But I was like, who's Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, I don't remember that on the soundtrack at all. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it.
Since You've Gone Away. And I have one more song.
Okay.
On the Low Down Dirty Shame soundtrack. I have never heard of her outside of this song, Turn It Up by Rajani.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. It's a very 1994 song.
Okay.
It's upbeat. There's a little bit of reggae style in the beginning. And it's just here we go. It's very 1994.
Yeah, I don't know that one at all.
But I have not heard of her before or after.
All right.
But it's a cute little upbeat song, and I like it.
All right. I don't know her, but I will look into it.
Okay.
So if you could pick one soundtrack to recommend to somebody who's never listened to 90s and 2000s R&B and hip hop, what would you pick?
Okay, this was really hard.
It was.
I was first going to go with Mo Money.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, because it has a very good representation of like New Jack Swing and R&B and also that early 90s rap. But this, again, how we talk about that there was that turn around 91, 92. If you're saying who's never listened to 90s, 2000s R&B, maybe this came just a little bit too early, because it's like it came right at the beginning of the 90s, like this sound. So I'm like, okay, maybe let me pick something a little more in the middle. So I ended up choosing Above the Rim, because even though the rap songs skew very West Coast, it gives you a good idea of what 90s R&B and hip hop sounded like at that time.
Yeah.
I almost said The Best Man, but it was Best Man is mostly R&B, so that's why I ended up going with Above the Rim because you get some variation.
I couldn't even come up with anything for that same reason. It leans to West Coast, or if I go with this direction, it's to East Coast, or it's to R&B because, like we mentioned, they're all like label driven soundtracks. For example, LaFace, they're pushing all of their artists and then sprinkle in 2 or 3. Death Row is pushing all of their artists and then sprinkle in a couple over here. So I couldn't really choose one. But now that the pressure is on and I've got nothing else, I'm going to say Rush Hour.
Okay.
I'm going to say Rush Hour.
I need to look at the track list.
I have no particular reason for choosing Rush Hour, but I'm going to go with that one.
All right. So
it's Def Jam heavy because it's a Def Jam soundtrack. Right. So you got Drew Hill. Honey, bitch, you loving me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Faded Pictures, Case and Joe. Can I Get a, what else? Montel Jordan, Monifa, and Flesh and Bone of all people on If I Die Tonight. Terror Squad. Trady, J.O. Felony, Daz Dillinger. So it's got a little bit of West Coast, a little bit of East Coast, but mostly Def Jam artists with a couple others sprinkled in. So I'm going to go with that one.
So then what would you say is the best soundtrack of all time? All time or just this era?
Just this era.
Okay.
Because like I said, we're going to leave out the 70s and 80s and all those.
And the odd ones that are a little more current.
Yeah.
Because they don't really do it anymore. But Black Panther kind of brought back that incorporating movies and soundtracks. But
Black Panther, Beyonce did the one with the Lion King. But I'm sticking with the era that we're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So it's got to be Boomerang.
Yeah, that was...
It has to
That was on my short list.
It's got to be Boomerang. I wanted to go with other ones. Murder Was a Case is a close second, but it's got to be Boomerang in my opinion.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. It just is. It's because it's got hits from top to bottom.
Right.
And like I said, you got all these LA and Babyface hits, and then you just tack on A Tribe Called Quest at the end. It's got a little something for everybody. Because
it's true.
I've mentioned several times before, I don't like Babyface.
You like Babyface productions, though.
Yeah, I like the songs he makes for
You're
other
just
people.
not listening to for the cool in you.
Or Whip Appeal. And I can't listen to him singing, but his production shines on this album, him in LA.
Right.
What they were doing. This is peak LA and Babyface right here. So that's why I'm going to go with that one. And before anybody comes at me and like, how come you don't like Babyface? How come you don't like Babyface? I just can't get into the man as a singer. Songwriter, production, I'm all for it. Not a fan of the singing.
It happens, I guess.
It does.
Well, I'm that way about The Dream.
Yeah,
I love his production. But when he does his own music, I never like it. I don't know.
I can see that.
Anyways, that was a close second for me.
Okay.
But my pick is, you said you were surprised I didn't bring it up because I was saving it.
Okay.
Love Jones.
Okay. I was surprised that you hadn't brought it up earlier.
And the reason why I ended up choosing it over Boomerang, because first of all, as I mentioned already, I just hadn't listened to Boomerang in a while. So listening to it now, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to listen to it more now because I kind of just forgot about it. But I listened to Love Jones all the time.
Which is why I was surprised that you hadn't mentioned it up to this point.
And the reason why I also pick it over Boomerang, even though, like I said, Boomerang is close second, is for me, this is more of a no-skip album.
Okay.
Whereas there's a few things on Boomerang where, I don't really need to listen to it.
Right.
And so this one is, for the most part, I could just leave the whole thing on. Also, just the tempo and the types of songs, you can just put it on for so many different types of situations, whether you're working, cleaning, just chilling, you have friends over, like you could just put it on.
Yeah.
But even if you're feeling a little melancholy too, they got the in a sentimental mood. And the music also really tied into the mood of the movie where there's a lot of rain and stuff too.
Yeah.
So this sort of like, you feel like it's a rainy day in the city.
Okay.
And you just feel that in the album. And that could go with any mood that you have, I think.
Okay.
So that's why I ended up picking it. I do have an honorable mention.
Go for it.
New York Undercover. And it's an honorable
See,
mention because it's a TV show.
see, I was gonna have New York Undercover as well, but the thing that stopped me from doing New York Undercover is the ratio was off.
Yeah.
Like it was a bunch of covers of old songs.
Eh,
So it wasn't like new material. And that's the one reason why I didn't want to go with New York Undercover. But I'll allow it.
I just didn't because it's not a movie. And I have one more honorable mention.
Okay.
Bodyguard. And I put it in honorable mention because it just feels like a Whitney album.
Well, same with what? The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, Whitney was playing a character, but this is just another Whitney Houston album.
Yeah, there's a few movies, Waiting to Exhale, which are basically just Whitney Houston albums with a couple people sprinkled in the mix.
I would say Waiting to Exhale is a little more, there's more variation on there.
Yeah, but still, it's a Whitney Houston album.
But yeah, the Bodyguard album is a good soundtrack, but it's a Whitney Houston album.
Yeah.
It's more Whitney than soundtrack. It just happens to be a movie.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Exactly.
And that's that on that.
Yeah, just listening to all of these soundtracks over the past week or so makes me want to go back and watch a lot of these horrible movies. Okay, they're not horrible, but they're not the best movies and things that should be in the Criterion collection or anything.
Yeah.
But I still want to watch them. I'm going to watch Booty Call. I'm going to watch A Low Down Dirty Shame.
I need you to watch Belly so we could talk about it.
Unfortunately, I'm going to watch Belly. I'm going to watch Who's the Man because I haven't seen that since it first came out.
I can't remember if I've seen it or not. But I think sometimes because, as we've been saying over and over again, the music is so tied to the movie that sometimes I can't remember if I've actually watched the movie or I've just seen clips.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through all of these that we talked about and actually start watching these movies.
Well, we do need to dive deeper into, I think, some of these specific albums, though.
Yeah.
Because there were so many that before, why didn't you say about this? Why didn't you say? We know there's a lot. We know that there's a lot. And I have like so many tabs open and we just had to record.
Exactly. We couldn't sit here and talk about the top 100 movie soundtracks of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we talked about these, which are our favorites.
Or at least top of mind.
Yeah, exactly. You got anything else you want to share before we leave?
I'm ready to eat.
All right. So the missus is ready to eat. Thank you again for listening to They Reminisce Over You. We try to do this every 2 weeks. So come back and listen to us in a couple weeks. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, go ahead and do that. It comes out once a month. It's called Liner Notes. You can get it at troypodcast.com/newsletter. You can also check out our store, Nothing But a Tea Thing. Get some t-shirts, hoodies, caps, all that good stuff at teethang.com, teethang.com. Yeah, I'm hungry too, so we're going to shut this outro down and talk to y'all in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye.